Hi, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, I've already shuffled the cards, invited in the appropriate protection, and today we're just going to check the energy and see what's going on for you, what messages are coming forth, what guidance, and what insight. So, coming right out, you have the coast. The coast redwood. And this energy of the coast redwood is all about growth. So there's a lot of growth that is happening for you. Many of you are elevating at this time. As you can see, the redwood is one of the biggest trees in the forest. And so it's like many of you are able to see things from a higher perspective is what I'm getting here. And you also have the drink from the emerald fountain, excuse me. Drink from the emerald fountain. So this is all about spiritual, again, growth. But with it being the emerald fountain, it's like there's wisdom that has been gained. And with it being the fountain, it's like your emotions and your emotions, because of the water, are now more stable. You've had growth emotionally, you're having growth spiritually. Okay, so this is what the majority of this message is going to be about for you today. What more do you have to add to this message for the collective? Thank you. Yeah, as you're having this growth spiritually, emotionally, mentally, for many of you, it's allowing you to unlock the magic within. This magic within is more about you getting to know thyself, is what I'm getting here. Many of you are finding ways to express yourself in a holistic way, I'm getting, and finding a way to close out cycles with this hasta la vista baby here. It's like the things that don't serve you, the things you have expanded from, I'm getting from many of you, the things you've grown from. It's like at one point in time, you were this seed. You burst the hole of the seed open, and then you became a seedling. You elevated from that stage, and after the seedling, so it's like you had to say goodbye to each phase. You said goodbye to being a seed. You grew. You then became the seedling. You grew, so you had to say bye to that phase. You then became a tree. You grew, said bye to that phase, and then became a full-grown, maybe that's for some of you, spiritually grown, but you elevated. So many of you are elevating. You're saying bye to certain cycles. Spiritually, you're more enlightened. We have number 7 here, and 5 and 2 is 7. So you've gone through this transformation. For many of you, this transformation has happened within partnerships. The partnerships you hold more valuable. Partnerships that you're now able to see the connection of why and how they came to grow you for many of you. What more do you have for this message? As this growth is happening, I'm also getting with hasta la vista baby here. For some of you, it wasn't easy. And that's why you had to learn how to let certain people, places, and things go. Also, certain mindsets, you know. As you were letting things go, not everyone was going to be on board with you, with your elevation, with your growth, unfortunately, or fortunately, because at some point in time, we do have to allow certain cycles to end. It just is what it is, especially if you're choosing, and I chose the word choose because it's a choice you make to grow, to evolve, to expand spiritually, mentally. What I'm getting with many of you, you've grown also in being watchful with this vigilant card here for things that are not for your greatest growth. So as you're being more aware of things that are not for you, you've found it different ways to say goodbye. And for some of you, you did this saying goodbye for your own protection. It's like certain people, certain places you would still want to go, certain people you still want to be around, but for your own protection of growth, you had to say goodbye to certain cycles. It just is what it is. Sometimes things end, period, for other things to grow. You couldn't stay a seedling or in the seed phase forever. So you did what you had to do to protect yourself. And for some of you, that was you looking around at the energy of the people you were with, how you felt when you went into certain places, how you felt when you interacted with certain people. We have the Iwa's rune and Othala here. So it's like many of you had to say goodbye to certain things to protect your home, whether this is your physical home, but for many of you, I'm getting that this is on a spiritual level. You know that you have a path that you came here to walk with the Iwa's rune here, and you're protecting that in the way of walking away from what doesn't serve you, saying hasta la vista, saying goodbye. Walking towards the things that make you feel like home, that make you feel like you can grow in that environment. Okay? Some of you walked away, people, to protect those in your home. Take it as it resonates for you. And that's because many of you have gained clarity about releasing certain illusions, clarity about the cycles that needed to end. You're walking your path and you know that you're guided. Many of you have gone through transformations that took you to the path that is illuminated for you, where you're able to now plan with grateful optimism, meaning having the heart of gratitude, an attitude of gratitude. Able to see that as certain cycles ended, it actually brought you more harmony, more balance, more peace. And you're grateful for that because you can see the joyous point of view. Like you have a more joyous view of your future by certain cycles ending is what I'm getting here. Many of you, this path that's illuminated for you, it's like you're starting anew. You're walking through a portal. This portal is the portal of the mind that I'm getting for you, where your mind and your heart are infinitely connected and you have more of an awakened consciousness. Even though there are many things that happen, things that, like the cycles you had to say goodbye to. Some of those cycles that you said goodbye to were because there were misunderstandings. But what I'm getting from many of you is you allowed the misunderstandings because everyone has their own path. And once you realize what is and was illuminated for your path, you decided to walk your path and then allow others to walk theirs. Still being grateful for those that came into your life and for those cycles is what I'm getting. Because everything that came out of it was a medicine for your soul. And when I say medicine for the soul, it's because it taught you one way or another. You grew from it. You either grew from it, healed from it, and became more aware of you, how you play a part in this, your consciousness, how it all came together. That's the treasure in it all. Medicine bag here. Many of you along the way also have gained not just awareness, but tools that you're able to use to awaken your consciousness, connecting with your subconscious and your conscious mind. Also having the tools to protect your path, the path that you're walking on, meaning that you're not easily swayed by others' opinions, because you know that your path is protected. You know that your path is illuminated and guided for you. And you're more aware of this now. Another tool that many of you have gained is being able to nurture yourself. There's a treasure in that, within knowing thyself, knowing when, where, and how to care for self, knowing when, where, and how to end certain cycles so that new cycles can begin. Having the clarity about when, where, and how to end certain cycles. Another tool that many of you gain is the tool of vigilance. But I want to say more of the tool of discernment is what I'm getting. You're more discerning with your energy, with who you connect with the places that you go to. Yeah, many of you have had this soul awakening by going within to create more stability, to allow these new beginnings to come forward. This soul awakening has brought forth great clarity for many of you. And clarity is also a tool. Being able to say goodbye when you know that it's time for you to elevate to the next level is also a tool that you can use so that you're not selling yourself out, but instead you can use to alchemize, change certain situation, allow fresh beginnings. Having the energy of alchemy is also a tool. So it's like you've gained many tools along the way. And one of them is being able to alchemize certain situations, doing what's best for you. Having more clarity now because you know thyself. What more do you have for this message? I also get that gratitude for many of you who are resonating with this reading. Being grateful is also a tool for you. Having that gratitude within to still have the joy, because joy comes from within. Someone else can't make you happy. Happiness is something that you find within. See, inner peace here? Inner peace and manifestation. Can you see that? By you being grateful and finding that inner peace, it allowed you to tap into joy. That energy of joy is what many of you are manifesting. It allowed you to be able to call forth your manifestations into this material realm as well, where you're more emotionally stable because you found inner peace, you tapped into the inner peace. Inner peace is also a tool. Being able to tap into your inner peace instead of tapping into that inner peace and alchemizing instead of being led by your emotions. Now, when I say being led by your emotions, it's like having no control over your emotions, but instead, guess I'm in the bonnet today, head covered. For the crystals, we have the pegmatite. Anything else? The pegmatite is a very specific stone in that it gives off a very specific vibration. This stone, this crystal, allows you to reach into your spiritual self, and it can bring out your hidden talents. And this is where many of you are unlocking this magic. Especially as you use this crystal, this is what it looks like. The pegmatite, during your meditations, it allows you to unlock the talents, spiritual talents, your skill sets, and allows them to come to the surface. Things you didn't even know you were capable of. When you meditate with this crystal, they come forth. So if you've had any feelings of inadequacy, tarot to wrap up this message, please. I was saying, if you've had any feelings of inadequacy or any self-doubt, when you meditate with the pegmatite crystal, it's like that weight is lifted off of you, and you're opened up to your heart chakra and being able to connect with that inner peace, being able to unlock that magic within you, tapping into the portal of your heart, which allows you to connect with your infinite awareness, your consciousness of who you are, knowing thyself, the talents, the skills that you have, and not being in the energy of doubting them, of even doubting yourself. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Cups coming out, and the Seven of Wands. So when it comes to your family, your home, unlocking the magic within you, your legacy, because many of you are more emotionally stable, you have more of an inner peace. You now know how to stay vigilant, aware of what's for you and what's not for you. So you know how to stand your ground, and you know that you're protected. So you say bye to things that don't serve you, and you still keep that grateful optimism. This is the message that has come forth today for many of you. Know that you're unlocking tools is what I'm getting here. And these tools are the tools that have assisted you in this growth. The growth of saying bye to cycles, growth to keep grateful optimism, and unlocking this magic within you. This magic within you is, for many of you, come through your family lineage, like it's a part of your DNA. And what you did was take the tools of inner peace and knowing thyself, becoming more emotionally stable, and this is allowing you to be very vigilant to the things that are going on around you, especially spiritually, okay? So if there's any self-doubt, any inadequacies, it's time to release that and know that your path is guided and you're growing. That's been the message for today. I want to thank you for joining me, Tonae Star, here with Tonae Star Enterprises, where we stand on business. And this has been another voyage on the Enterprise to the 5D and beyond. Remember to always shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you are still amongst the stars. And to always, 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 always let your light shine bright. Thank you for joining me.